Hello, welcome to the best years for my YouTube channel starting this year and going until I reach year 65 on YouTube, which is many years down the road from now. So I want to discuss finishing a bunch of stuff. And by stuff, I mean books and YouTube videos, and we're getting closer to finishing The Witcher 3 with all of the new add-ons that they've released, or not the add-ons, but the expansions. And I've been getting caught up on some movies that I've been watching recently, and I'm going to go over all of that right here in today's vlog. So we are on page 367 of 400, or 366 of 498 pages of the Fourth Wing book, which is about Violet, and Dane and the Sorrengill family, basically about them becoming riders of dragons and um, how she's become a rider of one of the biggest dragons known to that world. And there's Zayden too as well that's involved in this. It's kind of her and his dragon and her dragon are mates, so technically they have to be mates. But I digress because I don't. Not everyone's read the book, and if you have read the book, you know what I'm talking about. And then once I'm done with those last 120 some pages, we move on to Iron Flame. Then once I'm done with Iron Flame, we move on to Onyx Storm. Then we move on to the next book, the next book, the next book, and so forth and so on until we finish all the book. Now, I'm not saying that I'm going to finish all of these books by the end of the year, but I'm getting close to finishing at least one book this year. And then I'm getting closer to getting caught up on Call Her Daddy, which is a great YouTube channel. Has so many guests, some from Love Island, some from some actors. Renee Rapp was the last interview that she had on her podcast, video podcast, and then we move backwards and then we move forwards on regards to those. I'm gonna finish rewatching Kong Skull Island. Like I said, we're getting closer to getting through all of the quests, whether they be main quests, secondary quests, Witcher contracts, and then moving on to the treasure hunts and all of that. That's what I'm going to be doing for the next little while. But yeah, and then also before we go, the preseason for the NFL has been starting over the last week, and we've had the Niners lost their first preseason game. And these don't mean anything. These are just to scout the players and see how they're doing and if they make the team or not. It was 30-9 against the Denver Broncos. But like I said, this doesn't matter. When it becomes regular season on middle of September, or early September, that's when all the games start to count. And yeah, so that's what's happening in regards to that. The Golden State Valkyries, which is the women's NBA team that's based in San Francisco, are 15-15 this season. They're about 10 games back of first place. So who knows if they'll make the playoffs? They probably won't, but we'll just have to wait and see. And with that being said, that does it for today's vlog. I will see you tomorrow with a brand new vlog. There'll be a new vlog every day for the next 52 plus years, and goodbye.